Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with another Harlequin project video. So I've already filmed like 7 minutes of this video and realized that I didn't even make sense to myself. So if I know what I'm talking about and I made no sense to me, you guys are going to be completely lost. So we're restarting the video. So my original plan with the Harlequin project, and for those of you who might be new, the Harlequin project is kind of my goal to read through everything that Harlequin has published under their category romance lines starting in February of 2020. And the reason I picked February of 2020 is because it was pre-pandemic. No, I'm joking. That's not the reason. The reason was because that's when all the lines, and I've shown this before in my introduction to these videos, that all the covers kind of became uniform in a way. And I really like the new way that the covers are going about. So it was an obligatory date. It means nothing. I just picked it as a random date. I could have started in January of 2020 and it would have been the same thing. But I started in February and here we are. So from February of 2020 onward, this is going to be a lifetime project. I am never going to get caught up, and I know that. As of today, like as of right now, Harlequin puts out 62 books a month in their category romance lines. And that's here in North America. I'm not talking about Mills & Boon. Mills & Boon might do things differently, but under the Harlequin banner here in North America, it's 62 books a month. So you can buy these books individually. You can buy them individually either as ebooks or print books. Or you can buy them as box sets. Digitally, they come as box sets. So, for example, we'll use the Desire line because that's the first ones that I read. So the Desire line puts out 6 books a month. And that means that they put out 2 box sets. Set 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. So each set contains 3 books. And that's great. So what I'm doing is my library actually has all of these available digitally, like going back to like, I think even like 2018 or 2019, you know, like they have them going back for a number of years. And so I'm going to borrow them from the library and read them as the set. Like I'm going to read that set of those 3 books or that set of those 4 books or whatever the case may be. And what I got, my original plan when I started this was that I get a library hold for 3 weeks. So that first box set of the Desire books that I borrowed, my goal was to finish those 3 books in 3 weeks. Easy peasy. Those books are like 220 pages a piece. I do that with my eyes closed, kind of an idea. Like it was great. And, you know, I enjoyed it. The problem is that if I'm only doing a box set every 3 weeks, it's going to take me over a year to get through a single month. Which means it's going to be over 12 years for me to get through a single year. Not going to happen. So I do have a ton of other stuff that I want to read to you guys. I really, really do. But right now I've got the momentum. So after I finish those, I'm like, I can probably up the ante a little bit. So I decided to borrow them for 2 weeks at a time. And the next set that I got was the special edition line. And again, they do 6 books a month, so a box set of 3 and 3. And I read the first of the 2 box sets and I really enjoyed them and I really liked it and I was really having fun with it. And then the next set was that I read, that was from last week, was Heartwarming, which Heartwarming are the thick, like the biggest books. They're the chunky monkeys of the line. And the only reason that they are bigger is in physical format is because they are printed only as large print. And at large print, they're like almost 390 pages a piece. So almost double the size of a typical book. But again, large print. But they are the highest word count. I think if you're submitting to the Heartwarming line as an author, I think it's like something like a 70 or 75,000 page count. Whereas the typical lines are between 40 and 50,000, not page count, word count. Whoa, 50,000 page book. Let's read that. I'm pretty sure that's what George R.R. Martin was going for with Game of Thrones. But anyway, I'm feeling a little silly today, you guys. Anyway, so they are the thicker books. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I made this decision to change it around again, I am only 2.5 books through the 4 books for the Heartwarming line. So I'm filming this on Saturday. I am not going to finish the last 1.5 books today. So my goal is to finish them on the side. Like I'm going to keep reading them and they don't go back to the library for a few more weeks. But going forward, my goal, now that I have it in my head, because originally before I was like, oh, I can read these 4 books over 2 weeks. And then when I made the decision, like on Thursday of this week, to change things around, suddenly it was like, oh, cripes, I've only read 2 of the books. Now I need to finish 2 books in 2 days, and that wasn't going to happen. So I'm giving myself the next few weeks to finish these off. The other 2 book and a half, whatever it is, off. So anyway, my plan is to pick books weekly, is to pick a box set every week and work through it. Which means, and I talked about this very, very briefly in my weekly TBR, that my weekly TBR, I might not be able to read as much. You know, I'm going to try and balance the both of them as much as I possibly can. But right now, as I've said, I have the momentum and I'm really wanting to read these. This is kind of like, in my way, this is mood reading for me. You know what I mean? And I really, really love these. And if anything, you know, if I'm doing these videos every week, my goal would be to put these videos out every single Monday. If anything, I'm at least talking to you guys about some awesome books, you know, so like, even though I haven't read them yet, I'm still sharing the books with you. Books you might not be familiar with, books that were on bookstore shelves 3 years ago that are no longer on the shelf. They're out of physical print. The only place you can find them is digitally, which is fine. But unless you know what you're looking for with digital, you're not necessarily going to hunt it out. But at least now, hopefully I can say like 2.5 years later, here are these books that came out a couple years ago, guys. This is what they're about. Maybe you might be interested in reading them. So, you know, I'm thinking that that's going to be great as well. So I'm excited, guys. I really, really am. You know, the one thing is that I got thinking about, especially this week, is that now that my course is done for work, the one that I did the exam for last Friday, I have a lot more free time. Like, I was spending a lot of my time doing studying and stressing, and in reality, now that that's done, I do actually have a lot of free time. Reading is my biggest hobby and I love it, and I want to do more of it now that I'm not worried about a course that I've had on my mind for the past 2 years. And I'm excited about this project, about working through these books, because these books are the books. Okay, so when I was little, the books that got me into reading as a child were the Baby Stars Club. The books that really made me fall in love with reading as an adult were Harlequin category romances. So these are my first love, and I'm really excited about doing this. So for this week, rambling over, we have a Presents box set. And this is the Harlequin Presents box set 1 of 2. And of course, again, it's from February of 2020. So Presents puts out 8 books a month. These are on the shorter side. They come in around 200, 220 pages a piece. And they put out 4 books per set. So there are 4 books. I've actually got the cover of the full box set up here for you guys to see, but I'm going to go through each of the books individually for you. So again, I want to share these with you in case any of you go, oh, that sounds really good. I want to read that too. And at least it puts it on your TBR or puts it in your mind frame or something like that. So the first book in this set is called Indian Prince's Hidden Son by Lynne Graham. Lynne Graham is a long-time Presents author. She is fantastic. I really like her work. This is the 10th book in the Brides for a Billionaire series. I think this is a loosely connected series. Like, the only thing that ties them together are they all, excuse me, I've got the hiccups, is that they all involve billionaires, which is pretty par for the course in Presents novels. And as Steve Donahue and I have said before, whatever the title is for the book pretty much gives away the entire plot. Indian Prince's Hidden Son. Guess what it's about? Guess what the trope is in this one? So, Prince Jay knows a relationship with Willow, the captivating virgin he found passionate oblivion with, is impossible. Yet, haunted by their powerful bond, Jay can't resist seeking her out, only to discover his hidden heir. His honor demands one solution. Overnight, Willow goes from penniless single mother to convenient bride. Catapulted into the opulence of Jay's palace, she can't deny him the chance to know his son. But Jay doesn't do love. As their desire rekindles, Willow must fight to keep her new secret hidden, her true feelings for Jay. So obviously, secret baby trope, which is not my favorite, but I like Lynne Graham, and this cover is stunning. I don't know if it's the colors or what, but I really, really like it. So next up, we have another secret baby. Her Sicilian Baby Revelation by Michelle Smart. This is not part of a series that I can find. And it says, Orla O'Reilly knew the father of her precious 3-year-old son must be out there somewhere. But after a car accident left her with amnesia, she's unable to recall his name. Until Tonio arrives at her sister's wedding, and suddenly it all comes flooding back. Their connection and his betrayal. Billionaire, I think it's Tonio, Tonio, is astounded at Orla's return. The memory of their short but intense affair has never left him, but convincing Orla that he has the right to his child and her heart will be far from easy. So, yeah, talk about soap opera. Not only is it secret baby trope, but it is also amnesia trope. And to not remember the guy, it seems convenient. Anyway, next up. I'm making fun of these, and I know you guys might think that she doesn't really like these. I love these books, to be honest, you guys. I think they're so much fun, and I think they're fun because of the campiness in a way, and the soap opera-esque aspect of them. I think that's fantastic. So next up, we have Craving His Forbidden Innocent by Louise Fuller. Louise also writes for the historical line, which is very interesting. Bassett Cain's business and reputation are his priorities, and Mimi Miller threatens both those things. He may have almost succumbed to their heated attraction once, but after her criminal family almost ruined his own, Besa won't be fooled twice. But when they're thrown together for a society wedding in Argentina, Bass's fierce control is threatened, especially when Mimi surprises him utterly with the secret of her innocence. The virgin trope is big within the Presents line, just saying. It's never been a favorite of mine, but it is what it is. But wanting to show Mimi what true pleasure could feel like doesn't make her any less forbidden. So yeah, so that is that one. And last but not least, again, another one that I really like the cover on too, is Reputation of the Untamed Italian by Clare Connelly. That's the other thing I kind of love about these books is their exotic settings. Like we have Argentina, we have, I think India for the first book. This one, it is Italy. It's fantastic. It's like traveling while reading. It's delightful. If Caesar's wild past has taught him anything, it's that relationships never work. He's sure one sinful encounter with enchanting aristocrat Geminiia will be enough. It's not. Nothing less than claiming her for a red-hot fling will do. Yet she is a breath of fresh air in his billion-dollar world. For the first time, Caesar longs to use his infamous charm for more than seduction. But to unravel her secrets, this ruthless Italian must first prove himself worthy of her. So, I mean, they're all pretty straightforward. They're all pretty basic. These are, and I said this before, that when people think of Harlequin category romance, these are the books they're thinking of. Not the original category or Harlequin line. It's these, because there are so many of them. They're so popular. They have that fairy tale, really like, the whole, a lot of the scenario, like the first book, she's a penniless single mom, and then she ends up marrying a prince, or he wants to marry her because, but it's like that, it's that fairy tale aspect of, oh, I'm in an elevator and, I'm just making ends meet and I'm single, and then this guy gets on the elevator with me and he's a multimillionaire, and, an attraction is there, and it's that fantasy element. You know what I mean? Like, this is stuff that would never happen in real life, but there's just something so captivating about reading it. That's what I really like about the Presents line. So anyway, there are the books. This video went on a lot longer than these normally would. Going forward, I will not be doing like the whole big explanation thing at the beginning. But yeah, stay tuned to these every Monday. I hope you guys are going to enjoy them. And let's see if I can get through them all. I don't think it'll be a problem. These read pretty quickly, so I am excited. But anyway, guys, until my next video, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.